Welcome to our YouTube video on SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle. In this video, we will take you through the step-by-step process of SDLC, which is a framework for developing high-quality software applications. Software development is a complex and multifaceted process that involves numerous stages and steps. To ensure that software projects are successful, it is essential to have a structured and comprehensive approach to software development. That is where the Software Development Lifecycle, SDLC, comes in. In this video, we will explore the various stages of the SDLC and how they are essential to the success of software projects. Phase 1. Planning and Analysis. The planning and analysis phase is the first stage of the software development lifecycle. This phase involves defining the requirements of the software project and creating a plan to achieve those requirements. The planning and analysis phase is critical because it sets the stage for the rest of the development process. During the planning and analysis phase, software developers work closely with stakeholders to understand their needs and requirements for the software. This phase involves conducting market research, identifying potential risks, and defining project scope. Once the requirements are defined, software developers create a project plan that outlines the timeline, resources needed, and estimated costs. Phase 2. Design. The design phase is the second stage of the SDLC. During this phase, software developers create a detailed design of the software based on the requirements defined in the planning and analysis phase. The design phase involves creating a technical architecture and user interface design. The technical architecture defines the software's underlying structure, including the hardware, software, and network components. The user interface design defines how the software will look and function for end users. During the design phase, software developers also create detailed technical specifications that will guide the development process. Phase 3. Development. The development phase is the third stage of the SDLC. During this phase, software developers begin coding the software based on the design specifications created in the previous phase. The development phase involves writing and testing the code to ensure that it meets the requirements and is free of errors. The development phase is one of the most critical stages of the SDLC because it is where the software is actually built. The success of the software project depends on the quality of the code created during this phase. To ensure that the code is of high quality, software developers use coding standards and guidelines, conduct code reviews, and use automated testing tools. Phase 4. Testing. The testing phase is the fourth stage of the SDLC. During this phase, software developers test the software to ensure that it meets the requirements and is free of errors. The testing phase involves both manual and automated testing. Manual testing involves testing the software by hand to ensure that it works as expected and meets the requirements. Automated testing involves using software tools to automate the testing process. Automated testing is faster and more reliable than manual testing, and it is essential for testing complex software systems. During the testing phase, software developers also create test plans and test cases that outline the testing process and expected results. Once the testing is complete, the software is ready for deployment. Phase 5. Deployment. The deployment phase is the fifth stage of the SDLC. During this phase, the software is deployed to production servers and made available to end users. The deployment phase involves installing the software, configuring the system, and training end users. The deployment phase is critical because it is where the software is released to the public. A successful deployment requires careful planning and testing to ensure that the software works as expected and meets the needs of end users. Phase 6. Maintenance. The maintenance phase is the final stage of the SDLC. During this phase, software developers monitor the software, make updates as needed, and provide ongoing technical support to end users. The maintenance phase is essential because it ensures that the software remains functional and up to date over time. The maintenance phase involves conducting regular updates and patches to fix bugs, improve performance, and add new features. Software developers also provide technical support to end users, troubleshooting issues and providing solutions to problems. The maintenance phase is ongoing and can last for years, depending on the software's lifespan. It is important to allocate resources and budget for ongoing maintenance to ensure that the software remains usable and relevant. Conclusion. The software development lifecycle is a structured and comprehensive approach to software development that ensures the success of software projects. Each phase of the SDLC is critical and builds upon the previous phase to create a high-quality and functional software system. The planning and analysis phase defines the requirements of the software and creates a plan to achieve those requirements. The design phase creates a detailed design of the software based on the requirements, and the development phase builds the software based on the design specifications. The testing phase ensures that the software meets the requirements and is free of errors, and the deployment phase releases the software to end users. Finally, the maintenance phase provides ongoing support and updates to ensure that the software remains functional and up-to-date. By following the SDLC, software developers can create software that meets the needs of stakeholders, is free of errors, and is usable and relevant over time. This approach to software development ensures that software projects are successful and provide value to end users. That's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and leave your comments below. And remember to subscribe to our channel for more valuable content like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.